Yo, it's KV-5 2004, and I play World of Tanks. This time I'm bringing you gameplay on the city. I hope I get that right. It's Lakeville, and the tank in the main window is a friend of mine. We used to platoon quite a bit lately, and he plays his KV-5. With a couple of premium shells and the IS-3 in just in front of the KV-5 now. That's me, and you can also see the IS-3 um, in the bottom right corner, so you can see our um, both our gameplay. And as soon as we get into the nitty-gritty bit in the city, we start playing together and coordinating stuff um, on TeamSpeak, but unfortunately I don't have the recording. Otherwise, I would really um, like to present that to you as well. Maybe another time. But yeah, I briefly would like to talk about what we are focusing on. Generally speaking, when we play together, we try as best as we can to focus on getting damage out. Um, but obviously, it's you know, how can I say that? We are trying to go for medals and rewards as well, and not, is it rewards? No, I think it's awards. Um, yeah, that is what you do when you platoon up, and we're trying to do as best as we can. But just lately, we became relatively successful doing so. Um, and I think this gameplay is a prime example for that. So why I'm putting his video as the main video is pretty simple. He survives. I will, um, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but you will see why. I mean, he really wins the game for the team, so I think it's better to show his gameplay as he's more successful in that case. Um, yeah, KV-5 pretty weak, I would say. It never was a very good premium tank due to the lack of the penetration of that gun for that tier. I don't find that gun performs particularly well. Um, and I also feel even with the help of gold ammunition, it is not really up to task uh, when it comes to the duties for a tier 8 heavy tank. I mean, yeah, you can go in and tank and brawl the shit out of the other tanks, but um, it's my personal experience that even when you do so in that thing, it does not excel at that either. So, but my fellow platoon mate does perform very well in it. So um, I'm pretty surprised on his consistent gameplays in that thing. But yeah, well, everyone has its own favorites, I would say. So um, I chose the the IS-3 because I haven't played it in a long time and I ran out of tier 8 options. He wanted to grind some money and he uses the KV-5 over the Löwe. So I thought, I play as many tier 8 tanks as I can alongside him, and I ran out of tier 8 options, so that's why I am on the IS-3. I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, there's not much going on in the city other him and me trying to stand our ground against the enemies, and I think we are doing fairly well. Um, I mean, the KV-5, despite what I just said, that I don't perform very well, and I don't think that it is a good tank. Um, I mean, it's a force to reckon with, because it's really, when you have a good player, and then plus the player starts using a little bit gold ammunition. Um, if the player does well in trying to keep the enemies away from that R2D2 turret, by constantly moving while fighting them, um, I would say the KV-5 then is, in that combination, uh, as a force to reckon with. I would certainly not underestimate its power on a battlefield, especially in a more urban environment. Yeah, I felt we had a shit team and we had a shitty opponent. So we were quite lucky and we were able to put out some decent damage numbers, but I'm also convinced that with the better opponents we would have had a little bit more problems in the city. So oh well, it's not always down to skill, I guess. You also need a little bit of luck. Everybody needs that. Um, yeah, the IS-3 is still. I 1 or 2 games before that I played the Tiger 2, and I must say that the IS-3 is still the tank with the better gun. Although a lot of patches came down the line, and a lot of nerfs here and there, especially for German tanks. And but I still believe that the Tiger, when it comes to the damage numbers that it's putting out on a consistent basis, it is capable of doing more damage than a year and a half ago. As you know, by just fighting in Tiger 2 against an IS-3 a year and a half ago, the IS-3 would have won, end of story. But now that's a little different. So as you can see, we were discussing on TeamSpeak what to do, and he stayed behind that because we knew they would come to cap, and then depending on from where they were coming, we wanted to decide on a strategy, and yeah, what you can see, we are implementing that strategy right now, or should I say, we are executing that strategy. Um, yeah, this is definitely one of the good sides of TeamSpeak. See, I mean, we coordinate and time the attack on that T-32, and he stands no chance. But then something really annoying happens. I'm not Artifire and that IS-3, and it's not really funny. I lose a lot of hit points. Yeah, I could not manage to disappear or get out of the shooting lane of the RT fast enough, so I lost a lot of points there. Yeah, then again, we were discussing so that he gets, because the highest threat we saw was the Tiger 2, and we were discussing that I will keep the Tiger 2 occupied as good as possible, just by my presence, and he will then um, flank the Tiger 2 from behind. But I was a little bit too greedy, I must say. um, yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, we basically the fact that we were on TeamSpeak, uh, you know, a so we were able to eliminate the highest threat potential that's left, because now with the hit point pool and given the RT tier, he will survive one shot against the RT if the RT is coming to defend the cap, because he's going to cap now, and yeah, that was our thinking, and I think that let's see how it goes. Yeah, that as I said, that was our strategy. We were counting on, okay, you can survive a shot from the arty, so just start capping. The guy must show up at some point, and then that's your turn to take him out. So we patiently waited, and finally he will turn up, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, you can expect a few more videos from when we play in a team. I don't know if I do this in-stream video all the time, but maybe when we have a good game, and my teammate will. His name is Pooh Raptor, by the way. Yeah, I know. Yeah, then he sends me his playback and his replay file, and I can then record it if I'm in the mood to, and I can't be bothered. Yeah, I mean, he did a pretty solid job. I mean, yeah, he is on some gold ammunition, but I mean, so what with that gun? You really need that extra penetration sometimes, and it's my view that since anyone can buy gold ammunition or premium shells, I would not consider this as unfair or pay to win. So that's my stand on it. But that's a discussion for another day in another video, I would say. Yeah. From gameplay perspective, I think we were, as a team, we were quite successful. Unfortunately, I died, so we didn't get that medal. But oh well, you cannot have it all. Yeah, if you like what you see, so hit that like button. That would help me out to get some views back from my long absence, to recover from that. And I also would like to ask you to maybe subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and maybe you can recommend my videos and all the rest of it. So yeah, that is my second video. I hope that I will keep up my motivation and try some other recordings. I have some things lined up in terms of gameplay, which I find pretty nice. There's a Object 704 game, which was nice. Let's see what how it turns out. I see you guys later.